Welcome to Relics Radio, your favorite weekly podcast dedicated to the metal detecting and treasure hunting community. Here are your hosts, Ken from Adventures in Dirt and Tony from 5280 Adventures.
Hey everyone, welcome to Relics Radio. It's Wednesday night. I'm DK with Adventures in Dirt. Good to see everyone. Thanks for rolling in here and joining us on another Relics Radio. I'll tell you what, having a good time here tonight on our pre-show. Tony and I were having a great time talking, but let me bring him in real quick. You guys know him as Mr. Man, I love that. 5280 Adventures, Tony. How are you, man? Cheers. You switched to vodka. You switched to vodka now, huh?
Don't worry about it. Yes, that's exactly what it is.
It is. Big, tall glass of vodka.
I
did that one. I did that one time. Did I ever tell you that story? I was young. I was like 12. I've been out playing all this time and, hanging out with friends, dirt rocks and, playing war in the ditches and everything. And, I came in, I remember I was just so thirsty and so hot and sweaty. And I came in and happened to have my aunt and my cousins were over visiting my parents and they were partying. And I came in and I just saw this glass of water sitting on the counter. And I went over and I just grabbed it and took a big old swig and it was not water.
It was not water.
It wasn't. I ended up in bed. I was just like passed out, crashed out.
Oh my! You finished it.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. If you start something like that, you got to finish it.
Mama didn't raise no quitter.
You didn't raise no quitter. Nah, man, that was crazy time. How are you?
I'm good. Happy Wednesday to you. We're already 19 days into November. Can you believe this weather?
Yeah, it's amazing. Like it's keep waiting for the snow to absolutely come and hammer us, and it's just not coming yet,
or something. Everybody write in the chat if you guys have had like bad weather yet. I mean, I think Ken, you said something about like it's a record here or something in Colorado.
Yeah, they mentioned it on the news that it's never gone to mid-November without having any snow. And now we're, a week past mid-November almost, and still no snow. But now they are expecting some, right, Tony?
Yeah, we're supposed to. I think tomorrow night it's supposed to turn and be a really crappy Friday, but then it's back up into the 60s on Saturday and Sunday again.
Wow.
So I don't know about that. Yeah, Relic Jedi says, "Hey, don't say that S word." I know we're gonna jinx it.
I know. Yeah. Let's not talk about that. I wonder where everyone's at. Everyone tell us where you're from. Go ahead and put that in the chat.
That'd be great.
Hey, had a good time Friday, man. I don't know how many in the chat came along and joined us on Friday last week. We were asked to come and be a guest over at Southern Relic Adventures live stream YouTube channel with Brian and Michael over there.
Yep.
Good
Great
time.
Right? Two good guys. I tell you, they're South Carolina, North Carolina, I think is the two where they're at.
Yeah.
And, man, two good guys, right? Good conversations, just a fun time. It's kind of the same thing that we do here, right? I mean, you get around people that have the same passion and stories, and it's just, talking.
We're talking off the air. We're talking off the air, like just getting along great. And they're going to be out at Digstock, this upcoming Digstock, North Carolina, and they're going to be out there with their own booth kind of set up. So go head on by there. If you guys happen to be going to Digstock out there, make sure you stop by the Southern Relic Adventures booth and tell them that you're a listener of Relics Radio or watcher of Relics Radio and wanted to come by and say hello to them. I'm sure they'd love hearing that.
Absolutely. Just want to mention before we kind of get into some stuff, we've got a really fun show. We're going to just talk about metal detecting, treasure hunting, tell stories, get involved with the live chat and stuff. But I want you guys, we did some brainstorming and we kind of came up with this new segment that we want to try and throw out to you guys this week and see how it works, see if it sticks, right? It's just gonna be called Which One, and we're kind of go through a choice decision of which one would you rather kind of deal. And we want you guys in the chat, or even if you're listening after the fact, just write in in the comments which one would you rather be a part of? Do you want to hunt over here or over here? and just to start some conversation and kind of get everybody involved. I think it's gonna be a fun segment. We've got some pretty fun ones that could be controversial, maybe some differences of opinions, but I think we'll be okay.
It may end Tony and I's friendship, but at least you'll be entertained.
Well, we already know the one. Is it the D2 versus the Beast?
I don't know if we have that one
right there.
I think that's the only one we don't have in there, is it?
Right.
We all know the answer to that one.
Oh man.
Here we go. It starts already.
I know. We're just only a couple minutes in.
No, Tony put together some great choices there, and it gives us all opportunity to talk about stuff that's relevant to our metal detecting community and hobby and stuff. Did I tell you how much I love Teresa, the treasure hunter? Gosh, I just love that woman. Oh my gosh, it's so great. She just put the best answer in the and I don't like Nick so much, though. I just don't. Nick and I don't get along so well. But Bill Hayes, man, he is the best. Bill, you're the best person I think I've ever talked to. I tell you what. Here, watch the chat.
If anybody's listening for the first time, I mean, it's a friendly thing that we have going on. There's no animosity on machines. We support all the different kinds of machines. We've used them. We review them. We talk about them, compare them. Right. It's just a fun little thing we got going on. So
how fun would it be? How boring would it be if Tony and I used the same machine?
You know what? I'll tell you, that's one of the questions.
It is one of the questions, right?
Yeah, I want to get to that one.
Yeah,
I definitely want to get to that one.
Yeah,
that's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
let's see who's in the chat real quick before
let's
get started and some stuff. So, hey, we had Bill Hayes, that guy you were just talking about in the great state of Ohio, Mr. Bill Hayes.
Hello, Bill.
What's up, Bill? And Mr. Craig Thompson, Brush Popper.
Hey, Brush Popper. Craig, how are you, man? Good to see you.
Yeah.
Bob Rose, look at that popping in. He's been joining
Bill.
us pretty regularly.
Yeah,
Bob, it's good to see you.
Absolutely. East Idaho Digger.
Excellent.
Says evening, everybody.
You were just chatting about Idaho.
Yeah. I had Mike reached out to me from Idaho. I've got the email pulled up over here, but Ken and I are always talking about how active we are on social media and how much just the community and the interaction, how much it really appeals and is important to us to kind of talk and help each other and those kind of different things. So Mike reaches out and says, "Hey guys, I watch your podcast all the time. I found this bullet. I'm not going to give any details about this bullet that he texted or emailed over to me. He says, I can't find it anywhere. I can't ID it, have no idea. And so, I downloaded the pictures and we've got a group chat that we've got going on with some really good detectorists in the United States. And I threw it into the group chat, and I don't know, 3 minutes, one of them pops up, says, hey, it's this. And so then I did a little bit further research and looked it all up. I'm like, yeah, sure as shit. It's absolutely that bullet.
That's right.
This carbine at this time. And so I sent all that info back over to Mike. And I just love having that connection, right? I mean, just out of the blue, just pops into my email. I'm like, oh, cool.
And Mike was in Idaho, right? I think you said.
And Mike, yeah, and that was the connection. Mike is in Idaho.
I got you.
So So
yeah, that's why I brought that up when you mentioned East Idaho Diggers. I was like, yeah, man, you were just talking about Idaho.
So it was really neat to reply back to him, and he was all excited about the info. And now it's one of those things, like, when you and I both started, I know it was the same way. Like, you dug something up and you're like, I have no idea what number one, what is this? Number two, why is it in Colorado? How did it get out here?
Right.
And it's the same kind of thing now. So, I mean, this bullet has no relation to Idaho. Why is it in the West? To be honest with you, because it's from the 1860s.
Right.
And so it's just really neat to then, now he's got that information. So if he's making videos or he's taking other people out, he'd be like, oh yeah, that's the Maynard from the Maynard carbine.
Yeah.
It's a 50 caliber Maynard. So it's pretty cool. So
I was like, Maynard, never heard of it. Right.
I know.
I was like,
right?
Never heard of Maynard carbine. I gotta look that up. I spent like 30 minutes after that, like looking up Maynard carbine. I watched a video on it, like a couple.
There's different calibers. It's so cool, right? Now I know. I've never heard of it before.
Nope.
There's a lot of information out there we just don't know about, and if we all can help each other learn a little bit, not lose that history. So That's
Yep.
what's important. So
That's
my Idaho story.
There we go.
How about Teresa?
Hello,
Hi,
Teresa.
We mentioned earlier, Relic Jedi is joining us as well.
Excellent. Welcome.
How about this guy? This is a great name. Sniff It Out.
I love that name, man. I think we saw him originally. I saw Sniff It Out over on the Southern Relic Adventures, didn't we? Didn't we see that come up?
I think so.
I've seen a couple names here from that night
They're all
popping in.
crossing
So
over.
hey, thanks for coming over and joining us here. You're gonna have a good time tonight. We're gonna have some debates going on in the chat. So get your debating brains on, and we'll chat about some things.
Welcome, Copper Joe.
Hello, Copper Joe. Welcome.
Good to see ya. How about Glenda?
Hello,
Hey,
Glenda. Glenda Thompson. Good to see you. Welcome.
Yeah. Look at that. That's Craig's wife.
Oh, there we go. Famous wife. They're out. Glenda said out of Texas. Brush Popper, South Texas. There we go. I got oil rights in Texas.
Yes, you do.
I married an oil tycoon, my wife. She got a call the Blue one day and was like, "We've been trying to find you. We've got some oil rights for you that we've been trying to associate with you and your sisters. Left to you by some great out of Tyler, Texas, and I think it's in Midland. Midland is where the
Midland, yeah, a lot
the
of
rights
oil
are
in
at."
Midland. Well, usually they're trying to find you because your car your warranty is up. So
That's right.
it actually was legit.
That was a good contact for sure.
Hey, Robert
Welcome,
Thompson. Tootsie Toys are fun.
Yeah, hey, they are. Tootsie
Absolutely.
Toys are real fun.
On my over in my display case over there. Ill Digger just pulled in from work.
Hello, Tim.
Yeah.
Every time you find a toy car, right, you're like turning it over to see if it's a Tootsie Toy, right?
Absolutely.
That's like the number one thing you do. So
it is. Dave Cruikshank.
Hello, Dave Cruikshank. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome.
How about Beneath the Bluegrass out there in the Commonwealth of Kentucky?
Hello, Commonwealth of Kentucky.
That's right.
Stuart, good to see you.
Yep.
We got Larry.
Cheers, Larry. Absolutely.
Cheers. Oh, it's empty, but okay, cheers.
Let's see who else has joined us here at the bottom. We had Thin Blue Dickers.
Hmm?
Nick joined us over here. Hey, how about this guy? Remember we had mentioned him
we have,
on the Southern Relics. Ferris Grump.
Another great name, man. Ferris Grump.
Absolutely.
I've been looking at all the people coming in. I asked them all to say where they're from. We got Central Nebraska, South Texas. We got coming in from all over Southwest Missouri, Eastern Pennsylvania, a bunch of people from Ohio, Yorktown, Indiana. Good to see you. Wisconsin, man, Southwest Pennsylvania. Welcome. Both Tony and I are in Colorado, in case you don't know. And man, welcome everyone from all over the place. I got I got a stepson that just moved to Ohio, Tony. So
there's nothing there in Ohio. I don't know.
I don't know why he went there. He doesn't detect, so maybe that's why he went. Because
that's what it is.
If he detected, he wouldn't go there since there's nothing left. No, but so now I got a reason to go visit. I just want to make sure there's nothing left there.
Yeah,
I'll go there.
Yeah, we'll have to go verify, make sure he's safe. You always protect your kids.
Yeah,
it's a parental thing.
You got to do it.
Strictly parental, no other reasons whatsoever.
I read you got to do it somewhere.
I want to mention real quick. We got a newcomer to the chat. Haven't seen this guy here. Tin Man.
Hello, Tin Man.
Yeah,
is that some kind of code? Is that some kind of code statement?
Tin Man? He just goes by Tin Man. This is my my top secret G14 classified buddy that I've been meeting with and getting all kinds of information about detecting in Colorado. So,
oh my gosh.
Just want to, publicly, let him know that I am incredibly grateful for everything that he's doing for me, with me. And what's interesting, you and I have talked about this as well, is, there's just so much knowledge, and I don't want to call him an old timer, but he'll call himself an old timer. There's so much knowledge that out there that, some of us newbies, we just have to put our ego aside a little bit and say, you know what, I don't know everything. I'm never going to be able to find everything, and Tin Man is like, hey, we hunted this in the 80s, I don't think anybody's been out there since. Why don't you and Ken go out there with your new machines? I'm sure there's still stuff out there,
Yeah.
And so I'm really anxious. I've got maps.
Yeah.
Like you cannot believe, and books and handwritten notes. And I'm just so grateful for Tin Man. And
have you created that war room yet we talked about?
It's on the other side of the camera. Wait till you see it.
Because I've heard little squabbles, little wisps of information regarding Tin Man, and I always thought, I'm glad to see Tin Man show up here, because I thought he was just some figment of Tony's imagination that he was bringing up.
He is not.
He's not. Yeah, okay, real. He's not.
He's an incredible detectorist for almost as long as I've been alive. So
excellent. Well, welcome to watch the show tonight.
Thanks for coming on.
Yep, absolutely. Well, let's get to arguing.
You want to argue?
We can argue. Let's go. I don't know.
All right. So, like I said earlier, Ken and I we kind of brainstorm. Again, it wants to be more about the community and your guys' opinions, and we can all learn from each other and have different ideas about different things. So we kind of came up with this thing, and we're just going to call it Which One, and we're going to pose the question out here. Which one would you guys rather do or have or whatever? So please join us in the chat. Give us your opinions on which one you would rather, as well as, maybe back up your argument as to which one and why. And I think we're going to have a good time with it. I'll just leave it at that. So
Coca-Cola. No,
I had to get you right back on the horse, because when I brought this up to you, you were off on some tangent. I said, no, metal detecting related. Not Coca-Cola, not Pepsi. That's a whole other conversation. This is metal detecting, treasure hunting related.
There we go.
So I'm going to throw up the first one. Let's, you know what? We'll just start with the first one that came to mind when I threw together this list. So here we go. So Ken, in terms of shovels,
yes,
which one, Excalibur or Gravedigger?
Oh, that's a tough one. Excalibur for me right away. Reason being is I have one, so I'm familiar with it. I might have two. I think I might have two. Anyways, works great, does its job, perfect tool, made locally, great company. Haven't broken one. Yeah, Excalibur for me. I don't know. Shovel and digging tool. Shovel and digging tool is a very important tool in the arsenal of metal detectors. But what were you saying? I'm sorry.
Oh, Key Day Kids in the chat there.
He is.
Perfect timing. Holy cow.
No, man. That's my opinion. Pretty sure that's the way I'm leaning.
All right.
I haven't really had too much experience with Gravedigger other than watching you turn over logs with yours. Gravediggers are a huge, gigantic piece of
for me, I was introduced to Gravedigger pretty early on when I started digging. Excuse me. And just felt like the quality of it was, like you said, man, I can dig plugs for days. It's never twisted, bent, broken off, anything like that. So
yeah,
for me personally, it's Gravedigger, but I will preface the whole thing by saying it is heavier. It is a heavy tool that you got to lug around with you all over the place. And I know that I've picked up your Excalibur, phenomenal shovel, phenomenal. Yep. I mean, you honestly can't go wrong with either one of them, but we've got Excalibur on one side and Gravedigger on the other. So not even the same equipment, right?
Yeah. You know what Excalibur goes great with? The D2. Goes just maybe great with the D2.
Maybe that's what it is. Honestly, it's I can see that, right? It's kind of a finesse kind of thing. You've got the D2,
Yeah.
You've got the Excalibur, and then you kind of have the Beast, and you've
Yeah.
got the Gravedigger. I mean,
that's what they go together.
they all match together, right?
Right. They
That's
do.
Great.
I haven't tried his new shovels, that break down. Like he's got these newer. I call them new shovels. I'm sure they've been out for quite a while now, but they actually break down, so you can travel with them and stuff. That's pretty cool, man. Someday I'll try those out.
When we head back to England, I think that's a side we're both going to have to reach out to Casey on and get that sent over for us so we can take our shovels with us.
Yep,
for sure.
Good. Yep. Excellent. What's going on in the chat? Everyone's kind of showing Casey some love, but a lot of people are saying Gravedigger. Joe's saying Gravedigger.
Tree with the Gravedigger.
Tin Man's all about the Gravedigger. Sweet. Great shovel, man. You can't knock it. I mean, I guarantee you Casey wouldn't even knock it. Like, they have a great shovel. And that's all you need. Have you ever used any other shovels? Have you used Predator, any of the Predator stuff?
No. No, I have not. I have not. Another really good
Garrett shovels.
I haven't used the Garrett ones. No, I don't even. Prior to me using, I've only used Gravedigger as far as I can remember. But prior to, I don't even remember what shovel that I used. Honestly,
mine. Ken, let me borrow your shovel. I got a target. Nah. Yeah, Lesh. Yep. Beeping idiot says Lesh. Yep. Leshy.
Yep. Tim Mill Digger says I've had my Predator shovel for 16 years. So.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. That's good.
You ever watched any of the kind of earlier, I think, Chig videos? Aqua Chigger?
Of course.
He always talked about being able to go down these hardware stores, and he bought these like fence post shovels, or no, like a dredging shovel, I think he called it.
Oh, okay.
Right. It was like, it came up, had this foot peg that was way back, really arched back.
Yeah.
And he would just say how great that was. But of course, I think he was digging a lot of like softer ground and stuff. Yeah, pretty cool. All right, I'm going to grab one for you. Let me see here.
Good conversation right there.
Yep.
All right, I'm ready. Hit me. What you got?
You ready? Let's see. How about this?
Ooh.
Audio tones or numerical VDI?
Okay. And again, guys, if you're with us live here, give us your opinion here. So this one's really tough because, and I want to make it very clear, you got to pick one or the other. Okay. You can't, because I want to take both, right? They're both important. They're really both important.
You can take both. You can do what you like. If you got to give the nod to one of them, I guess you can explain the benefits of both, but
I have really, when I first started, it was VDI. It was right there. It was very apparent. I have moved so far to the opposite side and gone more towards tones than the VDI. And the reason why is because those VDIs are so jumpy and they're all over the place. I would rather listen and take my experience that I've had and listen for the tone rather than the machine telling me dig or not dig. So I think they're both important. Don't get me wrong. I really, really do. But if I had to pick one, I would go audio. What about you? Audio tones or numerical VDI?
Well, I pretty much exactly the way you were, where when I started, it was all about the VDI. Let me see. Yeah, I had it on my first machine. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people that started way back when it was just sort of analog and, no digital displays and stuff. And they were pretty much forced almost to go audio only. And they came up that way. I'm always audio until it sounds good. Then I glance down at the VDI. I mean, that's kind of what I do. Here's a question for you though. What if tomorrow all metal detectors that are on the market today did away with their VDI display, 2D display, get away with their whole graphical interface?
That's a good question. And I know that another one of our upcoming ones is also going to, I threw in there, I'm talking about tones. So that's really interesting. I don't think I'd have a problem with it. I really don't. I think I think the tone is more important than the VDI, but I do believe that they are both important.
Yeah.
So
you can hear things with the tone that the VDI doesn't give you. You learn to get more information from the tones than, because sometimes it's the sound and the tones is given to you entering a target or exiting a target.
Sure.
That gives you a lot more information than even like a jumpy VDI number would give you. You know what I mean? Right. Because you can, but the VDI numbers have some benefit too. I mean, you can, a lot of times trying to weed out crappy targets. Almost said it. By edging with your coil. And I know when I do that, I'm doing that to see if the VDI number jumps or if it stays. And I don't notice, maybe, I'm still too young with this machine, but I don't notice any tone different doing that edging versus the VDI. Seems like that gives me better information when I'm using that technique to try to, determine if it's a good target or not. I've kind of got I'm listening to the tone. I kind of got a good idea that it sounds really good. It's repeating. It sounds sharp. I look down, the numbers aren't moving. Okay. I'll edge it just to make sure it doesn't move off and then dig it. So it is that combination for sure. And definitely another addition to the tool that you can either choose to use or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Agreed. Yeah. And I think if we look over in the live chat, I think by clear winner is audio.
Yeah.
You had even mentioned if machines went away with the VDI completely. I know Tim says I wouldn't be buying a new detector if they went without the VDI, because I do believe they're important. But I think first everybody goes to tones, the audio, and then back it up and confirm or grab a little bit more information with the VDI numbers. So
So like Bob Rose said, faint tones with a high number. Yeah, buddy.
Absolutely.
Everyone likes that.
All right, here's one for you. And I'm gonna start by saying let's break it up into machines and pinpointers. So you can have two answers here.
Two answers, okay.
So batteries or rechargeable? Which one? And you can start with either or, machine or pinpointer.
Machine and pinpointer rechargeable. Yeah. Once I got onto that platform, I was so happy I did, and haven't looked back. Like I've never had any problems to where I've been like, oh man, I wish this wasn't rechargeable, or, oh, I wish this had an optional battery compartment. Maybe it's my experience and maybe I just haven't experienced it yet, but with my detecting where I go, what we do, I've never had that experience. It's always been, I've never ran out of battery power out there. Definitely have with batteries. I've gone out because it's hard to check your hard batteries, how much charge they got. And I've gone out there and been like, oh, next thing I'm going like, Tony, you got a 9-volt in your in your bag. But because with rechargeables, you can either machine or pinpointer, you can carry a solar charger, you can carry a USB bank, you can charge on the fly if you needed to. Yeah,
sure. Yep. Rechargeable for both, huh?
I say rechargeable for both. Yeah.
All right. Over my shoulder here, I've got the AT Pro, AT Gold. Those are both batteries. That's what I started out with. And then I've got 3 rechargeables next to that. So I've used both.
Yeah.
I think the way that in terms of metal detecting machines, they've moved towards the rechargeable. And I didn't know if I was going to like that, but I don't think I could ever use a battery operated machine again. I think the charge lasts longer. I think it's stronger. It may not last longer than batteries, but I think that the charge is stronger. You start losing some power with the batteries, and I think it affects the machine a little bit. I think like the Manicore or the Triple Score or the Apex, those are the 3 rechargeable ones back there. they're strong and they use a lot of power, and I think that rechargeable is fantastic. The downside is if you forget to charge it, you don't have it connected the night before correctly. What are you going to do?
What are you talking about, man?
No
one would ever do that.
I didn't say that happened in the room right now to somebody, but it could. And with batteries, then you will pop brand new ones in there and you're good to go. You don't have that downtime when you're needing to charge it. But I like the convenience of the rechargeable. Now for the pinpointer, I'm still stuck. It's tough because the battery operated pinpointer that I prefer is battery operated, but I prefer that pinpointer. So, I mean, am I comparing the performance of the pinpointer and it happens to be battery operated, or is it battery operated versus rechargeable? Again, I would lean towards rechargeable because I think it's really convenient. I love the power associated with it, but I love the carrot, and that's a 9-volt battery.
They got to be coming out with one that's rechargeable soon.
How can they not?
How can they not?
How can they not have that out yet?
Because the carrot is one of the best pinpointers out there. I mean, there's just it's hands down. I've used all of them. I think I've used all of them.
I've
used the F pulse. I've used
Don't open this up right here.
All pinpointers are going to fall out.
Brand new in the boxes for review videos and to compare and everything. I've got every pinpointer you can imagine.
Absolutely love the carrot. But when I switched to the MI6 and got that instant wireless connectivity with my headphones and the machine and rechargeable, I just haven't looked back. Like it operates very similarly to the carrot in that the button's on the side, same sort of operation. And that's what I always liked about the carrot. And just the connectivity to my headphones has been just sort of a step up, in my opinion, in my world of detecting. And then I'd never look back. You know what I mean? So
I agree with you. I absolutely agree. Performance wise, I've been stuck on the carrot, and that just happens to be 9-volt. So but I mean, in the chat we're talking about the AccuPoint.
Yeah,
you and I both got the AccuPoint early.
Yeah,
we actually got demo ones, and great pinpointer that's rechargeable.
Yep.
You talked about your MI6.
Yep.
And Nick had said I want my MindLab pinpointer to connect to my headphones. I agree. I had it with the Z-Link with the Garrett products, where it connected from the carrot over to the headphones and to the machine and stuff. The MI6 does. I think that's absolutely fantastic. I really wish MindLab had that, just like Nick said. Yeah. I wish that would be the case. And I'll tell you right now, if that happens to happen, if that comes out like that, I probably will be moving away from the carrot, because I do like that feature of connecting.
Yeah. I mean, you'll try it, and as long as it's seamless and they've done it right, which I guarantee you MindLab would.
They will. Yeah.
You'll be like, I'm not looking back. It's great. I remember I used the Nocta macro pointer. I still have it around here somewhere. It had the big big end on it. And the buttons were at the end of it, kind of on the end of the circle.
Yep. Yeah.
And I loved that one because it was one of the new pinpointers that I had bought when I started metal detecting. The first pinpointer, remember my first pinpointer I got?
Was it? Oh, it was the Square Radio Shack one, wasn't it?
Yeah, Square.
It's not Radio Shack.
No, what am I thinking?
But it was Square, and it had the pinpointer coming out of it, right?
Yeah, it was a Square old $20, piece of crap that broke after about 2 weeks, and I even bought a new part for it so that I could carry it with me, because I heard that it would go out a switch, and man. And then the first new pinpointer I bought was the macro pointer, and I loved it, but the speaker was right at the end of it, with the two on and off buttons and stuff. And so when I was in a park, because I started digging in parks, that's where I started my detecting, I would have to push the button to put it on and then put my finger over the speaker hole so that everyone in the park didn't hear it going beep, 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 drawing attention to myself. But yeah, Harbor Freight. Thanks, Tim.
Yeah, there we go. Harbor Freight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I remember that. That was good.
Yeah. Use what you like, man. See, you get used to using something. It works for you. It's just, man, and once you switch to a rechargeable, I think I think you'll be moving on for sure.
Agreed.
Bill Hayes says, anyone ever used the Vibro Probe pinpointer?
No, I've never
You
even
got to
heard
tell
of
us about that, Bill. Where'd that come from? Shoot, now I got to look that up.
You know what? I never used it because I never had red pants. So.
Bill, you know we're going to tease you about that for quite a while, right?
Probe pinpointer.
Yeah.
I'm going to look this up later after the show. Oh.
The J-Man says one drawback with chargeable detectors is that the factory may have to replace the batteries after a few years of use.
Yeah.
True. Yep. I haven't seen too much of that happen, but yeah, absolutely. Anything that has a rechargeable battery, right? Eventually may just wear out. And
yeah.
And I know that that's a technology that they're trying to kind of better and better as time goes on. But yeah,
I think they have too.
Yeah,
because there were issues with well, that might be more of a case issue, but I think the the Knox 600 and 800 had issues with the case. But I thought the battery was also the issue in those early Equinox.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, I got one for you. Ready?
Yep, I'm ready. Hit me.
Yeah, and everyone in the chat, make sure you're throwing down what your thoughts are on this topic right here. Tight systematic grid, or free roam.
Ooh.
What are you going for there?
Well, I can argue a case for both. The free roam is generally what I initially do when we're at a new site and we're looking for the site, because where we generally hunt is large fields. We've got these maps that have the black dots, but we have found that they're off sometimes by a half a mile where those dots are.
Yeah.
So
we love those. We love them.
Not like I'm standing on the dot. Why is it not right here?
Right.
So I think free roam until we find the site, and then I do a pretty good grid of a certain spot area, and then I get bored doing that, and then I go back to free roam around the whole site, and then I stop and get back into the grid, and generally it's even if you find something good, then I really narrow it down and get into that tight grid right around that spot where I found something that I thought was good. So if I can make a case for both, that's what I would say.
Yeah, I agree. Tim said grid a small yard and roam a large field in England and New England.
So I was going to say in England, I got to tell you, because you could find anything of any age, I went back to a spot and I gridded north and south and east and west in this one spot, and it was probably almost an acre grid. And I spent the whole day back there, and that's the only spot that I hit. But I knew that I was on a really old spot, and so I really wanted to pick through as much as I could. So I think it's it's situational.
Yeah,
that's my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. They both have their advantages. I think I look like, I don't know how many out there trace with any kind of program you use. How many of you trace your GPS location and your movements? I'm using the Go Terrain app from XP, and I'm kind of tracking it. Kind of connects to my coil and tracks everywhere I go from a GPS standpoint. And so at the end, I can actually look at a map and see exactly where I went in free roaming in that field. And also I can take pictures of my find along that track and show you what I found along that place. And so you can look back, even let's say Tony and I leave and I can go back and refer to that field. We go back 3 months later. I can remember where the hot spots were. You know what I mean? And somebody else showed me their kind of roaming map app also in England. I think it was Buddy that had showed me. And It was funny because he showed me all these squiggly red lines all over the field. And then over here at this one spot, there was just all these dark red lines that just came together in this big dark spot. And he's like, can you guys guess where the gold coin was found in this field? Because then you just circle it, right? So that's the same thing. I think you and I free roam a lot to try to get on something and find it. And find the iron and then start tuning in from there. And then If we find a good target, well, if there's one, there's got to be more. And so then you start gridding off to, to find it. I think if you're looking for a ring or something like that, a lost ring for somebody, you got to grid.
You have to grid that.
I think that if you are hitting a beach and you're decided you're going to hit the cut, well, that's not really gridding as much, but you're staying in that cut. You're slowing down your swing speed. You're making sure you're overlapping your coils, so you get a pretty good cover of that cut. Because inches and angles, man, we say it here all the time on Relics Radio. Detecting is all about inches and angles. You can come right behind your buddy and find something. You can go a different angle, a different direction, and find something that they just walked over, or even maybe put their footprint in it. You know what I mean? So
there's been stories of that.
Stories of that here. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
What are people in the chat saying?
Yeah, I think pretty much a lot of free roam till you find a hot spot, and then you're going to systematically grid it. I think Larry had probably the best one, and he said that he free roams systematically. So I think that covers both. Free roam systematically. Perfect.
There you go. Right. Yeah.
So I think we're on with the chat there. The chat's on with us.
Yep.
So all right, I've got a good one here. I think we're gonna have some varied answers with. So I'm gonna kick this to you first. Tell me which one for you. Custom programs to tinker with or simple preset modes? Tell me what you guys think in the chat here too, please. I'm interested to see what everybody says. I think this is a good one.
Yeah. So I think it's definitely important when you get a new machine or you haven't had, much time on a machine to go with the simple preset modes, especially if it's a quality machine and you've read and you've seen, you've talked to other people, and those simple preset modes are adequate and capable. There's nothing wrong. We're going to say the D word here today, but there's nothing wrong with a lot of those pre-manufactured DS2 preset programs. Nothing wrong with them at all. General program is a great program. It's the very first program that comes up. Deep HC is great. There's all kinds of other ones on there that are just great. Custom programs to tinker with. Well, I'm glad that I have a machine that I can do that.
Yeah.
If I need to. Some machines don't. You get what you got. I think that I was probably a little premature in tinkering with the custom programs because I could have probably spent years more in the preset modes and the preset programs, but I'm glad I did start tinkering around with some of those programs. Everyone's soil's different. Everyone's detecting is different. What they're looking for is different. Swing speed is different for your own personal, what you like to do. And so when you have customizable programs, sometimes you can mess with some of that to match your soil better, to match the type of hunting you do, the type of swing speed you use, and what you're looking for, just to help you out. Again, because the detector is just a tool, right? It's just a tool to give you, the detector's information on what you're trying to find. And if the preset modes are doing great for you, go with those preset modes. There's nothing wrong with them. But if you can tweak and try it and you're like, oh, that just confused me more. Oh, like, I know the, what was it? F70 or the Patriot, or had some customizable settings that you could turn up and down, and you'd be like, oh man, it's already a noisy machine and that just made it more noisy. And I don't like that. So, okay, I'm going to back that off. I'm going back just to the preset, modes. And, but yeah, I think again, man, we're just going to say this a lot. I think they both have their pluses and minuses. That's right. Yeah. What do you think?
I've been reading the chat and listening to you, and my take on it is I love turning it on and going and having your preset mode already set. I find a lot of value in that, and I have not tinkered, not adjusted very much off of the basic modes that the machine comes with. But I will say, I have changed some things to kind of customize it, and I found some things that I liked, and I found some stuff that I truly, honestly hated, and I end up falling back. And for myself, less is more, less changing, tweaking, adjustment, all those kind of things. Less is more for me. And that's what's worked for me. I've tried to change my audio because the Manicore is phenomenal with the range that it can provide you for audio. And I absolutely hate it. I went back down to the basic, I think 5 tones. Yeah. And that's where is my sweet spot. I know what that is. I know what it sounds like. Can you get really more technical and into it? Absolutely. And I'm sure I may like it more if I spend another 100 hours on forcing myself to use something different. But I'm almost a creature of habit, and not trying to get too far away from my comfort zone with it. And so some adjustments with sensitivity and those kind of different things I'll mess with, but I don't stray too far away from the custom preset modes of what the Manicore is telling me.
Yeah.
So, but to each their own. I mean, I 100% believe in it because I've seen you use custom programs and you kill it. I like what I like and what I know, and I try not to be unsettled because I'm always worried I'm going to freaking miss something. Yeah. If I try too hard, if I try to do this to the machine, or I feel like I'm going to miss something, and I fall back to where I'm the most comfortable. Yeah. And that's not always a good thing for me.
Right. The Deus has so many stock programs automatically out of the gate with it. Yeah. And they all have different tone options. They all have all kinds of different things. Iron audio, the whole thing. And you just gotta keep, play with all of them. If you just got a Deus 2 in your hand for the first time, I say just go out to where you normally detect, play with all of them and see what sounds and makes more sense to you. Because some are going to be like, oh my gosh, that completely makes sense to me. And others are going to be like, that's just too friggin' confusing. You know what I mean? Like that's just those sounds, those tones. It's not who I am. You know what I mean? And, I know that sounds silly because a machine is a machine, but when you have all this individuality of how you can set your machine up, you have so many options, and it's great to have a machine that can do that. I love the custom programs I've created. Mm-hmm. I will still go back to general when we're on a new land,
right,
and hear what that's sounding like. I will go to Deep HC and see what that's sounding like, but I'll usually switch over to my custom X-ray program that I created. And also another one from Gary that I have in there. And those are right next to each other. So, and when you turn on your machine, it's automatically right back at that custom program. Like it saves the custom programs, which is really convenient because then you don't have to mess with everything. There was older machines that you could put custom programs in, but it would reset every time and you'd have to go through and change all your settings real quick. But yeah, I love those two custom programs because I use one as a more on-off thing because I know it's not going to miss anything, but it's not fine-tuned enough that I would always just trust that to tell me it's a great target or not. And then with one push of the left arrow button, I go to my X-ray program that really tells me what it is and whether I want to dig it or not. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
I will say I'm going to go back and revise my answer. There is something about going to a site that you've pounded and changing things up, and new things will appear because the machine is telling you something different if you do change those programs. So in terms of that, I could see more tinkering rather than just a preset run the whole time, because things change, and your machine changes as well of how it's reading all the targets and all that kind of stuff. So there is, to me, in my opinion, some value then in also doing some heavy tinkering when you go back to a site that you've absolutely pounded before.
Yeah.
With the same machine.
Yeah.
Because we're lucky now that we can personalize these machines like no other now. It's insane. It's not one machine that's out the door with all the things that you can adjust on it. It's such a personalized machine. And the guy next to you, in addition to the inches and angles, might have something a little bit different. I remember when we hunted with Jeff Lubert,
Yeah.
And he went to single frequency 40 kilohertz.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, on a site that we had pounded,
Yeah, we were done with.
He's pulling little things out that we didn't. I mean, screaming targets that were tiny.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow, okay, that changed. And we asked him right away, "What are you doing, Jeff?" I just went to single frequency. Like, oh my gosh, that didn't even cross my mind to do that.
Right.
So tinkering has its place for sure.
It does. It does. All right, let me put one up for you. Let me see.
Well, real quick in the chat, everybody was pretty much, starting out kind of basic, but doing some tinkering, tweaking. I think is the key word that a lot of people used was tweaking.
Tweaking.
All metal finds, all metal with factory settings, and then tweak them.
Yeah, I saw a lot of that. A lot of start with factory settings and then
exactly
there. Yeah,
a good place to start because the machine is already a fantastic machine. And then, like you said, change it to your conditions, to your hunting style, to what you're looking for, and just tweak it enough to do what's best for you.
Yeah.
Love those answers out there in the chat. Great job tonight, guys. I love the interaction. This is really fun.
It is. Here's one for you, though. What do you think about this one?
All right.
If you had to pick Civil War relics or colonial? Oh, that's rough. You have to pick one. You have to pick one. You got to explain why you're picking it. And don't say the wrong thing.
No stress here. No pressure. I'm going to say colonial. And the reason I'm going to say colonial over Civil War is only because of age. I would love to find old stuff. You and I both have really tried to go back as far as we can with Colorado, and there's a wall there. And we've gone to England and where you can dig stuff that's thousands of years old, and it's absolutely incredible to be able to hold something of old age. And if out of those two, only because of age, I would say colonial. I have probably more of an interest in Civil War, but something super old that's 300 years old. My gosh, there's just something about holding that strictly due to age. How's that?
I like it. I like it. Yeah. I follow along the same line. I think age is very attractive to me. I love it. If we see how far back we can get, probably because we're pretty, like you said, we're pretty starved for it here in Colorado, right? Like we get back into the 1850s and anything, and it's like hitting a 1600 site for the people that are back east or something, hitting something that's really early, So we're into history, right? So when you're searching for history, you want to find history, and sometimes the older history is pretty cool. But then you also have the history that had a lot of impact. You got Revolutionary War, which was so impactful for our country, but then you also have Civil War, which was a big impact and important time in our country's history. And I know a lot of people would probably choose Civil War over that, maybe because of the way they were raised or the information they know. They know more about it, the areas they grew up in, the areas that, their circle of influence kind of influenced on them, that they became very interested in. If I had to pick one over the other,
yes.
Well, probably colonial for me then. Probably colonial.
Okay.
I don't even know why really. I don't know if I can explain it, but probably colonial. Yeah. I think, I'm definitely into, I think there's a lot of interesting things there that I don't know, maybe it's just, I've become kind of, 3% familiar with Civil War, some Civil War artifacts from all my exposure to all the metal detecting videos I've watched doing the weekly dirt and all that stuff, seeing what items are found a lot, commonly found. And then colonial just seems like there's still a lot more unique items being found that are just really interesting, British insignias and stuff coming over with that.
Right. You have some foreign influence because of that era.
Right. I think, in the colonial areas, you see stuff that you're like, where did this come from?
Right.
Like, how is this here? You know what I mean?
But
where a lot of,
because you and I both are both on age of a relic means a lot to you and I. Would you rather hold 1650 or 1850? That's to me the way that I'm thinking of it. 1600s, 1700s versus 1850s.
Yeah.
And we do get to sometimes touch very close to that 1850s, 1860s.
Right.
But to have the opportunity to hit 1700s, that is more attractive to myself personally because it's older.
Yeah.
So it's been there longer. Not to say one is more historically better than the other.
No. That's not what we're saying.
No. But so strictly just on an age is my attractiveness is because it's older.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I was looking through the I was looking through the chat, and it's a pretty good mix. It's a pretty good mix. I was reading through here, like Danny buttons and stuff, and then the whole Civil War thing. Like, oh, don't get me wrong. Like, if I ever found a plate,
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't throw it back.
I'd be okay with that. Yeah. But it's a good question. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that one. And I honestly looking over it, it's a mix in the chat. Some people are saying Civil War is way to go. Other people are saying George Washington. I mean,
GW buttons. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So Larry says, what would you call a button from 1810 to 1820? Because they found one Sunday, his oldest ever. A darned good find. That's what I'd call that.
I'd call that a relic. I mean, a display case relic for myself there.
Yep.
That's I've studied a lot about that because there's a lot talking about colonial. There's a lot talking about Civil War, but there's actually a war in between there, the War of 1812, right between that 1810 and 20. And I've done a lot of studying because I did not learn a lot about that in history in school. And it's amazing to read about that and listen and hear stories of the War of 1812 because we know so much about colonial and establishment. There you go. Oh, let's get you up there if we can. Whoops. Stand by.
They're coming in. There we go. There you go. I think that might be my only.
Tell us what that is.
Colonial period. That is a pewter U.S. cuff button from the War of 1812, sort of militia area. It came from Pound the Ground out in the fields out there. Battle of Plattsburgh. I think it was 1814. That's about as close to as colonial as I've gotten.
Sure.
But I mean, you find something like that, and then it caused me to kind of read why that was there and what was going on. I mean, there's a great story about that battle that I just love, absolutely love. And to think that button came from the people and the men that were there kind of participating in that story. Pretty cool, man. Pretty cool.
So it's incredible.
Yeah. I remember I found it was right next to Kurt from the Hoover Boys. And I was like, Kurt, what is this? He's like, I have no idea. I go, me neither, man. I'm from Colorado. I have no idea what this was. But there was people from the Historical Society on site there. And I took it to them and they told me what it was. And it was, I was blown away. Couldn't believe it. So
it's an incredible find.
Yeah.
Obviously display worthy, just like Larry's 1810, 1820s button.
There you go.
Love it. All right. You want to move on to another one? We're
sure. Yeah, we're good. No hard ones though, okay? Give me an easy
hard
one.
Yeah. I'm not doing that.
Coca-Cola. No.
There was one that I found. Oh, here we go. This one's interesting. because I don't know which direction it's going to go. Which one would you rather hunt with a partner using the same brand detector or a different brand?
Have we ever hunted with the same detector? I don't think you and I ever have. We've always had different detectors.
We've never had the same detector.
Yeah.
We've hunted with people with the same detectors. I know.
Sure.
Beth. Well, she didn't have the same brand, and I guess that's what the question is. Same brand detector.
Yeah.
Let's go with that. Let's even go more broad. So the same brand detector.
Yeah.
So 2 Mind Labs, 2 Deus XPs, two Garrett's.
I guess I don't see any advantage to digging with the same, but I do see some benefit from digging with different. You know what I mean? How many times have you and I been in the field and you're like, "Ooh, that sounds good," and I'll come over not to only see you uncover it, but I want to run my detector over it to see what it sounds like, see what you think. And we've both done this before. Hey, Ken, come over here. Let me know what you think of this. And I'll come over and I'll be like, bump, bump, bump. I'll be like, oh, it's a piece of crap or whatever. I'll be like, it's that. And you're like, man, it sounded good. Or you'll come over. I'll go, hey, what does yours sound like that? And you'll come over and you go, iron, big iron. And you'll just turn and walk away. And I'll be like, man, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Right. I don't know. I'm going to check this one out. Yeah. Big iron. Damn it. Yeah. But you and I have had a lot of fun with it because it is interesting to see. It is, because you have different tech on your detector than I have. I don't have that 2D screen and some stuff. So you can come over and be like, and I'll look over your shoulder and see it. I'm like, oh man, that's really cool. Like, it does sound good, doesn't it? Yeah. You got to dig that one. I think that's what I think. I think, if it happens to happen, like Relic Jedi said, a good partner is more important than detector's brand. You're right. And I think that is more important, of course, but I don't see any advantage really to having the same brand, 2 Garrett's, 2 Mind Labs, 2 this and that. Unless you're thinking of buying the one the other one has, of course, then it's good to have that detector on hand so you can try it out. But I think you and I use the fact that they're different to our advantage a lot of times, and it adds to our experience. Agreed.
I would absolutely, without a doubt, saying that I feel that there's a more of an advantage of having different brands.
Yeah. That one time you came over and I was like, dude, swing your Manicore over this. Let me know what you think. And you're like, I can't even hear it, dude. There's nothing there.
Absolutely.
And I dig it and it's only an inch down. And I'm like, Tony, it's only an inch down, man. You got to do something with that.
You were up to your elbows digging that hole.
I was trying to.
No, absolutely. We've had many times where I can't hear it, you can't hear it. We've got different opinions about the same target at the same spot. And that has to do with how it's set up. It goes back to, what we're talking about, tones, VD versus VDI. If you've got more discrimination, if you've got, more sensitivity, like all those different things. And I absolutely feel that different machines will give you different information, how each one has it set up. So I love hunting with a different brand machine than I have. Because to me, it's all about finding it. It doesn't matter who finds it, but it needs to be found. And if you and I can double up on it, then I'm way happy with that. Because I feel like we've actually done a really good job because we've had an XP over it. We've had a Manicore over it. And I really feel like we do a pretty good job with that. So my opinion, I would not want to have the same brand detector. So
I did just see, did see a good comment that came in though. Yeah. Metal Sharks, J-Man said, same brand can it be helpful when learning a new machine? You can compare notes as you learn together. Sure. You both get, you both get same detector. You're like, hey man, I'm having trouble with this. Your buddy comes over. Yes. Oh, I discovered that last week. Let me show you how to do that. Tony and I were in England. He didn't help me at all when I was like, man, these headphones aren't working. I don't know what's going on. And he's like, can't help you. Swinging the Mind Lab. Can't help you. And I'm like, darn, I don't know what to do now. Can't figure out what my headphones are doing. Ohio Relic Hunter said in the business, when a digging buddy waves his detector over your signal, calls out junk, we call that taint in your hole. I'll have to remember hilarious. That. Next time you tell me it's iron and be like, dude, quit tainting my hole.
Yep. Just made it into iron.
Thank you, Bill.
Deep iron.
It wasn't iron until you said that.
It's like waving your hand over the top hat and pulling the rabbit out, you know?
Yeah. Here's another good one. I'm glad you guys are commenting in there because this is exactly right. Like, I just thought about it real quick and I was like, I can't think of any advantage, right? And then look at you guys jumping in, showing me what some of the advantages would be. But for those of you listening on the audio version later, Larry 5 Mile Relic Hunter says using the same detectors with different coils is good to learn from. Yep, absolutely. You can switch up with that. Be like, hey man, check out, can you hear this? And you swing your 9-inch coil over or whatever. And then they're like, no. And you're like, here, man, check out this little puck. And it's like screaming at you, like a laser.
Or you've got the bigger coil because it's a lot deeper that the puck isn't picking up.
Yeah. Right.
So absolutely. That's a fantastic point, Larry. Absolutely. Fantastic point.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah, great conversation in the chat. I think this has been really productive and a lot of good times. I think.
I like this. This is fun. I like it. We haven't gotten in too many arguments. Let me see if I can pull one out that'll do that. Let me see.
Real quick, Ohio Relic Hunter says that saying originated from the Button Foundation. I don't know. It'd be pretty tough to taint that area. There was so many targets for you when you got out there.
There was.
I think Bill said they've been hunting that for like 10 years. That same spot. And what was it? Was it early this year or late last year? Bill Hayes found the cut. Was it no? It was the
was it cut cob or cut 8? Yeah, cut 8.
Yeah. So 10 years later, 11 years later. Been since 2014. So yeah, that's funny.
All right. So this question could go either way. It could be, you can interpret it a couple different ways. You may have done one, you may not have done the other, but if you had to choose, hey, Tony, come with me tomorrow, man. We're going. Which one you saying yes to? Which one you saying no to? I know it was you. You'd be like, yeah, let's go. No matter what. Let's go.
To me, it's a real easier answer than the other any of our other topics have been so far.
Let me read it real quick. Bottle digging or magnet fishing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Going back to a previous answer and explanation of why I chose something, I'm going to use it in this one as well. I would choose bottle digging over magnet fishing because I feel like I could find older stuff bottle digging than magnet fishing.
Yeah.
I want to find the old stuff.
Yeah.
Magnet fishing is a, obviously it's a crapshoot. I mean, you can come up with the freaking gun that was used in a commission of a crime. That would be absolutely incredible. I mean, I would love to be able to do that and have to call the cops and help them solve a cold case or a cold murder. I mean, that would be absolutely incredible. But I love history.
Yeah.
And sorry, police officer, I'd much rather go digging in the dirt and looking for old bottles.
Yeah.
So old bottles for me.
Yeah. I think for me too. People have always asked me, like, even like some of my, you go along and you meet people in your life and they somehow find out you're into metal detecting and they're like, oh, I was watching videos. Have you ever gone magnet fishing? Because it's become so popular on YouTube and different social media. But and I thought, would I ever want to try that? And I don't think I would. I just don't think I would. I mean, if somebody wanted to take me, I'd go and I'd enjoy it. I'd have fun and stuff. But again, for those of you that have ever watched my weekly dirt show, I've watched over my last 10 years, amazing amount of videos, just an incredibly amazing amount of videos. So I have a lot of that experience. And, I've watched a lot of magnet fishing videos to see if I could find some interesting stuff to put into the weekly dirt. And just haven't seen too many really, really interesting items coming up on magnet fishing that were truly inspiring as it would to pull even the simplest bottle up with embossing on it that you can then go research and find out who Mr. Johnson's, star bottom embossed, sarsaparilla was made and where it was made and how old it is. And, to me that seems a lot more intriguing and enticing. And I think you got a lot of, I'm very opinionated about this, but I think you get a lot of people in the magnet fishing arena on social media that are really stretching to try to make it exciting. You know what I mean? And
Sure.
maybe they step over the line sometimes and plant stuff and because they truly have to find a way to make it exciting, and they're just not getting there with what they're truly finding. Even though you got people like, Quarter Hoarder that always told me, and I've told this on the show before, Ken, it's not about what you find, but make what you find exciting, make what you find interesting. Yeah. And you can do that. And that's what he's so masterful of. And it's something I still have yet to learn how to do, but bottle digging for sure. We don't do it often enough. I'll tell you that.
I would do it a lot more if we were able to find more spots. I really do enjoy it when we have gone. I really do enjoy it a lot. What
we've never done, and I've been wanting to talk to you about this.
Yeah.
Next time we're looking for something to go do, maybe we don't have the permissions lined up or anything like that. I have that standing permission out there off the freeway.
Uh-huh.
There's that old outhouse sitting there.
Oh, we got to dig the privy.
We got to tip that thing over and dig the privy up. Like the property's not going anywhere. It's not, I don't think that would be a big deal to anybody. It's privately owned from, to be developed, about ready to be developed. It's been to be developed for years. I've had the permission for years. We've been out there numerous times, but that's one place that we do have permission at that we've never gone out there and poked down a probe into that.
Yeah, I'm up for it.
Yeah.
Well, shoot, honestly, we at my work, we know that one of those holes out there is a privy. We just got to figure out which one it is. There's indentations, like 5 of them. One of them has to be. Obviously, it's been dug up and settled over last 100 and some years.
Yeah.
One of those has to be a privy. I mean, we found dump sites. We found, the barn. We found what we think is the house. One of them is a privy. We can go out there and dig a freaking hole out there too. We just got to figure out which one it is.
There you go.
I will do it.
Keep that frame of mind. We got to remember, we got 2 opportunities now for places that we actually have permission to go.
Absolutely.
We just gotta go out there sometime. Listening last week, not last week, but the last podcast we did here, listening to John's recount of finding that gold coin in the wooden slats of the privy. Yeah, we got to go out and do that one out there by the freeway, and then
oh my gosh,
hit your sinkhole over there for sure.
Yeah, that'd be a good time. Let's do a couple more here.
Okay, all right. So funny. It's just real quick side note. Weird observation. I'm sitting here looking. So a lot of people, I look off this way, so I'm not facing my camera a lot because I'm watching the screen right here. And I'm watching you, I'm seeing you, I'm listening to you talk, kind of looking just like I'm looking at you. And in the background, dude, at the same exact moment, I see your dog's tail go by. My dog just immediately came walking into my room, and I saw his tail walk by my desk. And it was like they were on the phone with each other, like, okay, ready, go.
That was pretty. I did see her tail.
It was tripping
behind my chair. She came up and she checks on me when we do the podcast. She comes up and checks, and then the second that I get off, she's right there. She just knows, and then we go and we play and we have a good time. It's just our Wednesday thing. She checks up on me. She's over here lurking, just kind of being a part of the show, but off in the distance. And yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's funny. It happened at the same time. I'm like, hey, there.
That's hilarious.
It just was like an optical illusion almost. Yeah. I remember when we opened that privy door out there at the one by the freeway I was talking to you about. What critter was in there? There was a critter in there, and he hissed at me, like screamed at me, and I was like, "Oh!" And I shut the door and kind of walked away like a.
Is that a possum?
I think it was the opossum or a rat or something, a big rat, something. But the door, had been shut forever. And I kind of opened that door, and in the hole was like, I think it was a possum hissed at me. I was like, oh, yep, I'll come back later. Sorry to disturb you.
I'm trying to find some. Yeah, I'm trying to find some good ones here.
We made a lot. We came up with a lot of ideas.
We've done a lot of these, and these have all been really good. Geez. Let's just try this one. Do you, or would you rather do a hinged plug, which is essentially like cut on 3 sides, or do a full circular plug in which you remove the entire plug?
This is a little bit of a controversial
it is
question right here.
Sure.
For a few different reasons. But
I'm interested to hear what everybody has to say about this as well.
Right.
Because it is kind of controversial.
I would imagine what most people are going to say, but it is a little controversial. Depends on where you're digging, right? Depends on where you're digging.
Absolutely.
We've all been taught that you dig a hinged plug if you're in somebody's yard, try and keep that connection together, the root system, and replace it carefully and all that stuff. And circular plug is great when you're in the middle of a field. I love the fact that we detect where we detect, because we can absolutely open that ground up. You should see some of the holes we can dig, man. We just unload, get in there, man, get in there. And then, we replace it. Of course, you don't want a lot of you don't want livestock falling and putting their foot in a hole and stuff. So I love the fact that we hunt where we hunt for that reason, because you can just get in and get out.
Yep.
And dig another hole, just get onto something else. You don't have to take your time and kind of make sure it's all fully manicured. But the controversy is, I've talked to numerous people in my club and online, and there's a lot of controversy surrounding God, I hope I don't get in trouble for this, but that the hinge plug really doesn't do what a hinge plug is supposed to do. That as soon as you open any plug, especially if you're in dry dirt or dry conditions, you're going to have a dead grass circle. You're going to have it. The secret is to having the moist soil, from what I've heard, that if you got moist soil, then having a hinge plug definitely works great. If you don't have moist soil, then a hinge plug isn't going to help you at all. No matter what you do at that point, you're going to have a dead circle of grass, which is why a lot of people will recommend, when you're doing homes, not only do you use a towel for removing the dirt and putting it on top. Yes, you can do a hinged plug, but always carry some additional water with you so you can actually water the hole after you replace the plug. I've heard all those things. I've been trying to rope together my guy who's a sort of botanist, and he's into all kinds of landscaping stuff, to kind of ask him more in-depth information about that, just so I can educate myself more, because the fact that it's controversy means you have two sides of the coin, right? You have two different opinions and people with different levels of education about it. And so who do you believe? And I don't know, what's your take on it?
I'm with you 100%. And I believe everybody in the chat is on the same exact side. If you're in a nice grass, manicured lawn, do a hinge plug. I mean, if we have to choose between the two.
Yeah, sure.
Hinge plug for that. If you're in a field, dig that full circular plug, pop it out, replace the soil back in it, the dirt, and move on. And I, again, would also say the same as you. I love where we dig, because there's nothing better than digging up a hole and kicking the dirt back into it and moving on. I love digging in fields, in farm fields, in plowed fields, in the Colorado prairie. I just love that. Because I do know that is even as careful as you are in a manicured grass yard, you're going to have dead spots. Unfortunately, It's going to happen, and I feel guilty for that.
Yeah.
We do the best that we can to replace it nicely, make sure all the dirt's in there, push the grass back up, make it look real nice and everything like that. But it is not going to survive very well because you have disturbed it. So that bothers me. I love digging in big open areas that are not manicured, so I can dig those big holes, pull as much dirt out of it as I want, and then push it all back in, kick it all back in, and then move on. And I don't have to worry about, leaving it look horrible.
Well, it gets you into trouble in the parks and at homes. You know what I mean? Like you got to be really careful. So not too long ago, I went out with my club and we shot a whole day of video to produce one video called How to Dig in Parks. Right. And it was a video designed to, teach incoming new people into our club, people just getting into the hobby, at least around Colorado, the right way to dig in our Colorado parks. Right. Which means don't dig. But exactly. We showed 3 different techniques. We showed a hinge plug. We showed what they call a slit technique, and then also what they call a probe technique. And many parks around Colorado are probe only. They will not. If they see you with a hand digger in your hand or a shovel, you're gone. They'll just kick you out. Really, you'll give a really bad name to other detectors in the area. That's why it's important to know what the regulations are, and even getting a hold of those local clubs, because they'll be able to tell you kind of what the local jurisdiction likes or not. Well, they always had, when we went out to this park, some of the guys had kind of previewed this park. They brought me out there and they went around and showed me examples of these brown circles in this nice green grass, right? That were just circular holes that were now all white and brown. And, it was just destroyed. And, so we had examples to kind of point to, but wouldn't you know that about 2 months later, so here I'm getting ready to come out with the video showing the hinge plug, the slit technique, and the probe technique. And the city of Denver got together with our club to talk about what they would like to see. And they no longer will allow hinge plug.
Right.
They only want slit or probe technique. So now Denver has changed because of a few people that have gone out there and kind of, left markers behind it, really kind of screwed it up for the rest of us. So. Yep.
It's tough.
It is tough.
It's tough. And I do think, we've had some good comments about this one as well. Going off of what you just said, I know Tin Man says, why dig lawn when it's dry? Just go hunt the prairie. And I think our go-to is the prairie because to me, it's easier to dig.
Yeah.
Less intrusive. We're going to dig where we're at. We're going to dig a lot of modern bullets, but I don't have that guilt and the worry. Am I going to, cause we've talked about it before. Knock, knock, knock. Hey, can I dig holes in your yard? I feel guilty for asking that.
Right.
I really do. And then you're digging up, you're trying to do as best as you can. You're very respectful of somebody's, permissions and land, but it can be destructive. So
we've had times where we ask, can we go metal detecting? Can we metal detect your yard? And they're like, oh yeah, sure. And maybe they just don't really realize that to do metal detecting, you're going to have to remove some dirt to get to the target, and all of a sudden they come running out like, what are you doing?
How did you think I was going to remove the target?
Yeah. Did you want me just to detect it and then say, yeah, we heard a beep.
That's hilarious. Yeah, that's definitely happened.
Okay, here's a quick one, man. We can get out of here after this. Let us know what you know in the chat.
Oh, that's for me.
That's for you, man. You have to answer that. Let us know in the chat what you prefer or what else you take with you out there in the field.
Okay. So those listening on audio, it says jerky or trail mix.
Yes.
I'm a good trail mix lover. I'm not gonna lie, because you kind of got the salt and sweet kind of thing going on. You got M&Ms, you got peanuts, all that. Jerky, 100%.
Yeah, if you had to choose,
I love trail mix. I love trail mix, but if I had to choose 100% of the time, I would choose jerky.
Yeah. Me too. And I love making homemade jerky. I know you love making homemade jerky. What was the jerky you gave me?
I was going to say, and if you can get your hands on some snow goose jerky, go with that.
Guys, if you're squinching your nose up right now, I am telling you, I kind of was thinking, what's this going to be like? I love jerky, but snow goose jerky? Oh my gosh. Is it good?
It was amazing.
It was so good. Tony did such a great job with that. I was like, my mouth was full of got any more of that? Bring that bag over here, man.
Yes.
Yeah. Jerky, definitely jerky. For sure. But yeah, I like the trail mix too. I usually will carry jerky with me in the field and have trail mix back in my car, that if you ever go back, take a break. But if I'm going to pack stuff in, it's definitely going to probably be jerky.
If we look at the chat, I think it's pretty straight down the road. There's a couple people that trail off here, but ORH says homemade smoked jerky.
He doesn't smoke anything. Come on.
I know. You've never seen him smoke anything on Facebook.
I think you better send me some just to prove it. I'll give you my address, Bill.
Rockpick says jerky. Robert Thompson says jerky. Then there's the outlier, Mr. Bill Hayes.
Oh gosh, gotta always be different. Gotta always be different, Bill.
Right. Bill Digger says jerky. Robert Thompson says jerky doesn't melt into a blob.
That's a good point.
Relic Jedi said jerky. Lex says jerky. Tin Man, jerky tastes great and less filling.
There you go.
Bob Rose's jerky. Yep. Love it. Yeah. Love the conversations here tonight.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks everyone for joining in and joining along with us on that. Yeah, shoot us an email, man. Shoot us an email if you have any of these. What would you rather do, or this or that, or what'd you call it? Which one?
Which one?
Which one?
Yeah.
But send them over to us. You got some ideas. We've got a whole other. We didn't even get to most of them. We got a lot left, and we'll do this. We'll definitely do this again. But yeah. What do you got going on? You got going on? What's that?
It was a good time. I enjoyed it, and I think a lot of people are saying the same thing. So appreciate all of the listeners here live, giving us your input and participating with us today on the podcast. Appreciate it an absolute ton. If you want to know what I'm up to, just head over to social media, 5280 Adventures, and come visit with me. Like I said earlier, we started off the show, Mike from Idaho reached out to me this week by email asking some questions, and I just absolutely loved it. It's made my whole day just being able to hear from somebody, talk about some finds, and solve some questions for people. So, shoot me over an email, message me, do whatever. 5280 Adventures, and that's all I got. Cool. Good show tonight, Ken. Thanks.
Good show, man. Yeah, it was fun. Oh man, it's always good when you kind of chat with your buddy about different stuff that maybe you didn't really ever really chatted about. A lot of these were like that too. But if you can see, if you paid attention to what Tony and I were talking about in the chat and stuff, there's a lot of commonality between a lot of us as far as what the choices we would make on certain things. But you know what I mean? To each their own. Like it's just a choice. It is what it is. It's a choice. But appreciate y'all coming along with us here Wednesday night at Relics Radio. I hope you all wish you all the best. If you can still get out, if it's not too cold, not too frozen, I wish you all the best getting out there, finding that good stuff, finding those relics. I say every week, make sure you let us know about it. Tell us about it. Let us know what you found. I know I get emails from you telling me, showing me what you found. I appreciate you sending those to me. But have a good time out there. Be safe. Go find the good stuff. Tell us about it. We'll see you next week. You're going to have great guests on with us next week. Can't wait to introduce you to them, and have yourself a great weekend. We'll see you.
Thank you so much for listening to Relics Radio. We will see you back here next week for another exciting guest. Until then, get out and dig it all.